أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن كفوا أحد الله أكبر. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. And I bear witness that Timothy Dingle Il Noble to L.I. is the rightful and true long-range successor to Prophet Noble Drew Ali Islam, the founder of the Moore Science Temple of America, and the messenger that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to redeem us from our sinful ways and to redeem us from mental slavery and lead us back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger and the noble ummah of the Islamic world. Ameen. I'd like to say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all the Muslim brothers and sisters, our Muslim brothers and sisters in the main three, our Muslim brothers and sisters on Africa Pride and throughout the Ma'afa. I'd like to extend honor to all those true Moors who are serious about learning, right, and following the Prophet to a destiny that is not uncertain nor unknown. These are the true Moors. All true Moors will and must obey the laws as laid down to them by their Prophet. True Moors do not disobey the Prophet. True Moors are not outside the temple, right, perpetrating, okay? And that's kind of like what I want to talk about tonight. There are assaults on the Moore Science Temple of America. There are assaults and insults on the movement toward the Islamic direction by the Moors, the Moore Science Temple of America. The corporate name, of the Moorish organization here in the United States. But there's no temples in Islam. It's masjid. It's the masjid of the resurrection. Okay, you need to understand that. A lot of us need to understand that, because we're not being taught properly. We're being taught by people who are fixated, who don't understand literature, who have not really defined what kind of prophet we have. See, we're being taught by fundamentalists, right? Obstreperous fundamentalists. A lot of us are being taught. Well, I don't like to say us when it comes to that kind of. A lot of you guys, I'm going to say it. It's really not polite in the public speaking to say you or y'all or you all, But I'm not being taught. I'm not being taught by renegades. I don't listen to them. These people y'all listening to, right? You understand? I've followed these people for years online. The Clock of Destiny, and the authors of the Clock of Destiny, and they proteges and everything. These are Masons. These are Sublime boys, right? Perpetrating. This is neo-COINTELPRO. Whether you want to accept it or not, it is neo-COINTELPRO. It's neo-COINTELPRO. See, you guys can't see it, but I see it. I've been studying this stuff for years. I follow these guys online and everything, And some guy got a YouTube channel, to call himself the Moorish philosopher. What do you mean Moorish philosopher? No Moorish philosopher. The Prophet's laws, not even the temple. These perpetrators, You know, they're criminals. You know, and you know we don't talk strategic in the public, right? I want to read something. I'm gonna read from the Resurrection Book, Blessed Resurrection Book, page 61. Everybody who's familiar with the Resurrection Book knows what's on page 61. You know, page 61 is the voice of the prophet article right here. This is what's glossed over a lot. This is a lot of these non-temple guys, right, gloss over as well. They don't mention it, you know. And they want to be our teachers and leaders and everything, but these people are criminals. They don't know the prophet's laws, especially what's important after 1978. They don't understand post-1978 Morris science exegesis. See, you understand? And a lot of stuff, you know, they listen to me. They listen to me, and they read my stuff on Facebook. You understand? And they try to have a spiel similar, you know, to what they heard I say. You understand? But you know, these guys are crooks. They're crooks. You understand? And they're gonna receive their reward from a lost pattern for their unjust deeds. You understand? They'll find out. You understand me? They're gonna find out when they're in that grave, when the last person walk away from that grave, or when the last ember, if they're cremated, when that last ember burns out. Right? You'll find out. You're gonna find out. You understand that, you know, you disrespected the prophet. You disrespect the prophet and the true followers of that prophet, and you're gonna get dealt with. You know, you're not gonna fare well. You think so? You know, Allah Ta'ala allowing you to fare well to test some of us. You know, but you know, I'm laughing at it. I'm laughing at y'all. Okay. You know, you two corporates, right? I ain't gonna mention your name, but you know, I can't. You know, I'm just despicable, right? You're despicable. I'm not even gonna mention your name. I'm not even gonna sully my tongue, my vocal cords by mentioning you guys. You know, you guys' names. You understand? You're no darn philosopher, right? And more science is not Freemasonry. How you be a philosopher? You can't even define what kind of prophet Noble Drowley is. You fumble and stumble when you didn't even know Mexicans were part of the Most High Temple of America. Fumbling and stumbling about that. This is a Muslim organization, and we have Muslim instructors and teachers and leaders. We don't have a bunch of fakes. You guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble. Right? But I want to read the voice of the prophet article in the Morris Literature pamphlet. Right? This is what the prophet says. It's not what you say. It's not what you say our flag is. Boy. Sublime boy. The prophet called it the Moorish flag. Why the prophet call it the Moorish flag? You so much of a philosopher. You so much of a teacher. Why did the prophet Noble Drowley alayhi salam call it the Moorish flag rather than the Moroccan flag? You know, he went over there in Morocco and made a darn fool out of himself, saying yo and rolling all on the ground, acting simple and everything, rather than taking notes and bringing that back over here. You understand me? And so how we can, you know, learn those crafts and everything. Because I tell you why, you're a Mason. You're a Sublime boy. You can't do that. Took an oath. You understand? You're a Sublime boy. I see the dirt on your head. Mold blundereth into light. You understand? I see it. You guys are despicable. You're in trouble. Right? You having your reward, that little petty money you get and stuff like that, you know, your children ain't gonna enjoy that money. I'm telling you. Your children ain't gonna get none of it. They might get a little piece, but that's about it. You understand? Y'all ain't getting away with nothing. Think y'all doing something slick. Everybody jumping out in front of the prophet think they doing something slick. And then look, you know, foundation weak as water, man. But doctrine. But, doctrine is weak as water. People around the world laughing at y'all. I'm serious. Especially you guys around here wearing Anubis dog heads and, these ancient Egyptian headdresses and all some kind of stuff. People laughing their eyeballs off at you, man. Because you got caught up in Neo-COINTELPRO. That's Neo-COINTELPRO. It's the new counterintelligence program. It's to counter the Islamic awareness. You understand? What's the acronym of counter-Islamic awareness? Huh? Got y'all hung all up in Kemet, you understand? But when you go in the Moorish literature pamphlet, right, and Moorish Lee's historical message to America, it don't talk about no Kemet in there. It don't talk about the religion that came out of Saudi Arabia, you understand? And went all the way to India, to the east, you understand? Went all the way to China to the east, went all the way to, you understand, Western Africa, really America, in the west, right? Really America, they just stopped at Maghreb. No. This is the farthest west. This is Maghreb as well. North America is Maghreb as well. This is Maghreb. This is the Maghreb. You don't talk about that in the Moorish Leader's historical message to America. You don't talk about that in one of the Islam articles of the Moorish literature pamphlet neither. You don't talk about that in chapter 48 of the Circle 7. You understand? You so much of a Moorish philosopher, you so much of a master teacher, you understand? Explain the transmogrification of the word Islamism in key 17 to the word Islam in chapter 48, verse 08. Explain that process to us. You understand? Hey, what? You're a Moorish philosopher, right? You're a joke, man. And you come on your show for what? So I can boost your ratings and stuff? Put some money in your pocket at my expense? It's not going to happen, man. You're dealing with a master here. Okay? I will ground you in the powder, man. But I'm going to benefit financially from it, not you. I'm going to ground both of y'all in the powder. Both of you. You understand me? Both of y'all pimples, man. Both of you. Both of y'all pimples, man. Pimples on the camel's behind parts, man. You ain't nobody. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And you know this organization's weak as water. We got a bunch of punks, you understand, all up in this house. That's why you're doing what you're doing. Right? That's why you're doing what you're doing. Right? But I'm gonna tell you something. You think you're lucky stars. I didn't get no orders. I ain't get no Marge's orders for you. And you better pray, hope and pray I don't for you. See, but I know some things. I know where the buttons and levers are in this demonstration. You know what? I ain't gonna say that it's strategic. But what I want to talk about, what I want to read, right? The Voice of the Prophet article, page 61 of the Blessed Resurrection book. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. The Voice of the Prophet, paragraph 1. If you have race pride and love your race, join join the Moorish Science Temple of America and become a part of this divine movement. Right. Well, that's the divine movement. That's pre-1978 description, pre-1978 labeling. You understand me? The name of our religion is not divine. This is an Islamic movement. Okay? Come a part of this, said the prophet says right here, join the Moorish Zion Temple of America and become a part of this Islamic movement. You ain't a part of the movement, so you disobeying the prophet. He's a liar. Both of you. We have a criteria to determine true Moors or not. Both of you are liars. And you're committing capital offenses. Next sentence. Then you will have power to redeem your race, because you will know who you are and who your forefathers were. Because where there is unity, there is strength. Together we stand, divided we fall. You understand? You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. And the Holy One will see that you don't have no power, because you're not really about him. You're about money. You got your heart set on gold. You got your heart set on, true gold. True gold. True gold is the grace and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Obtaining the grace and mercy of God. That's true gold. And y'all ain't after that. See. Y'all ain't after that. You're a couple of cowards. And I'm not saying stuff to, I'm not angry. I'm an aspiring scientist. Okay? I'm not being dogmatic here. I'm being scientific. I'm being descriptive, objectively descriptive of you guys' behavior, of you guys' characterizations, of you guys' processes. You understand me? Of you guys, the way you carry yourself. You understand? Y'all petty. You understand? You're petty. That's why this generation right here ain't gonna get nothing. The 7 blessings of the Lamb is real. Disobedient, want to be seen and all that. Think it's about them. Not looking at what God wants to see. The Holy One to put somebody in your midst. Right, I'm talking to the Moors now. I ain't talking to them fakes. You more money grubbing fakes. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the Moors now. Y'all hard-headed. Right? Y'all hard-headed. You listen to a bunch of fakes, forfeited members, right? The forfeited members. The moderators are a bunch of illegitimate rebels. They're rebels. The 8 temples that broke away from, you understand me, Noble Dryly repeated himself. Noble Dryly reincarnated, you understand me? Pious master teacher, Brother John Gibbons Hill, alayhi salam. Noble Dryly reincarnated, alayhi salam. They broke away from him. Because they couldn't get their way with him, you understand me? They couldn't break it. They couldn't steal from him. You understand? So they broke away from him and started their own more sign temples of America. Right? Yeah, we can have entire temple lineages that's illegitimate. They're disobedient. Look, you don't believe it? Had the movement grown? The movement hasn't grown. Really, since 1929. Since 1928. When these rebels and other rebels, you understand, went off and started doing their own thing, you understand. That's why this move's probably worth about $8 billion right now. Trading in Kuwaiti dinar. But, y'all want y'all little dreams. you know, little prostitute type dreams. You understand? What Iceberg Slim say? Let them hoes have their dreams. Don't kill them hoes' dreams. Ain't nobody after free national standards and power. This was make a man in the nation. That's what the prophets say. Free national standard and power. You ain't after free national standards and power. If you was, you wouldn't have deviated. And you can pay for that too. All y'all disobeyed the prophet gonna pay. You don't believe it? All right, you'll find out. This thing is real. The Holy One, and is kind and loving, right? Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, sent us a prophetic team, a lover of humanity, a prophetic team that is a lover of humanity. And what y'all doing? See. What y'all doing? Y'all are morphing into despicable ingrates. To somebody who see this thing, to somebody who know this thing, right? To somebody who can see up underneath of this demonstration. Noble Drew Ali alayhi salam was a literary prophet, and all, people who are expertly skilled in literature and writing, they have underlying languages, see. And I've seen it. Some of it. And it's extraordinary. And in comparison to some of you guys are talking about, is absolutely nothing. Well, it's almost absolute nothing. People are around the world laughing at you, scratching their head. That's why you're not free. That's why we're not free. To a considerable degree, to a point where it's unprecedented for a nation, for a group of people that's really considered to be property of another, the way we're situated and everything. We're supposed to have so much leeway, so much liberation, liberty, as a group existing within an oppressive group. I'm going to say it. An oppressive group, or, oppressive group, ruling group, subdued, conquered, a conquered people, understand I mean, that's in possession, according to the talons of the eagle, where these people's possession. But if we had obeyed the prophet courageously and faithfully, right, we would have considerable amount of liberty, vis-a-vis, these conquerors, right? But y'all want petty, y'all want to do what y'all want to do, right? Want to be seen and all that, want to be the man, want to be the prophet and everything. Want the man's, you understand, turban and sunflower, right? Want the man's turban and sun diadem. It's not y'all, this is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set the Prophet Noble Drew Ali alayhi salam with that sun diadem. You understand me? With that sun diadem. You understand? It's not y'all, it's his. You understand? Got into y'all's business, You understand me? You are non-temple types and you rebels, you understand? Y'all in trouble too. This is real. Man, the prophet come to us, man. We had the lamb with the 7 eyes and 7 horns come to us. Bearing heavenly gifts. Right? Bearing heavenly gifts. But y'all don't want them. Right? Think y'all doing something slick. Y'all want to do what y'all want to do. And, comparatively, y'all broke. You ain't got nothing. That stuff is piddly compared to the gifts of heaven, the gift that God wants to give us. You understand me? The gifts and presents, you understand, possessions that God, the Holy One. Al-Rabb Ya'alimin, Al-Rabb. Rabb Ya'alimin, Lord of all the worlds. You understand me? If he's the Lord of all the worlds and you're a faithful worshiper of the Lord of all the worlds, you understand me? If you striving to be his friend like Ibrahim alayhi salam, all of the treasures of all the world will be yours as well, will be ours as well. See, you settling for this little petty stuff down here. You understand? Little petty stuff. Because you know what? Because you're scared. I know you're scared. Warriors know warriors, man. Jihadil al-Akbar. We know each other. A lot of y'all don't have the spirit of the forefathers, the love of Allah. What the prophet said in that letter from jail. Told everybody not to, oh wow, Paul, that's one of the first things that I learned in the temple, man. Was that letter from the jail. When I first read it, it just struck me. Woo! He says, prophet, no, let me put my file. Let me go into my file and on that. Prophet, it's called, the name of that letter is All Evil Spirits Are Moving Now. Said, dear Moors, all evil spirits are moving now. All evil spirits are moving now. They're trying every weak mind to tear down and drag out the true foundation that has been laid by I, your prophet. But if you have the love of Allah in your hearts and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear nor see, but will sacrifice to the very utmost of your very life to protect your prophet in your movement. This is an everlasting movement founded by I, the prophet, Islam. One of the first things I remember. The love of Allah in your heart and the spirit of your forefathers, your spirit of your what? What was taken out of that letter was, in parentheses, jihadi. The spirit of your jihadi forefathers. See. You are what your forefathers were without a contradiction. Who among us can identify with Yusuf ibn Tashfin? Huh? Al-Marabutin. Al-Muhaddis. Huh? That's why you ain't right. That's why you ain't really courageous. Being somebody else, not being the truth. Be yourself and not somebody else. You gotta know who you are first. How did the prophet begin to uplift and wash mirrors? By teaching them to be themselves. You understand me? The truth. Be yourself, not somebody else. Okay? Let me get back to this supreme words of the prophet, voice of the prophet. The voice of the prophet, you understand, the voice of Allah. Prophet. Prophet is the voice of Allah in the flesh, on the earth. He is a living oracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand me? As Azizul Hakim. You understand? The exalted, the wise. Allah. Glory be to Allah. Right. Come, good people, because I, the prophet, am sent to redeem this nation from mental slavery which you have now. I need every one of you who thinks that your condition can be better. This is a field open to strong men and women to uplift the nation and take your place in the affairs of men. Right? He says, come, good people, because I, the prophet, am sent to redeem this nation from mental slavery which you have now. And I need every one of you who thinks that your condition can be better. This is a field. See? This is a field. Parable of the rocky soil. There was a poor man who had a field. This is a field. Who can see beneath the rocky soil? Obviously, apparently, there's only one that can see beneath the rocky soil. It's the only one that talks about it. The only one who has connected it with the 50 years prophecy and what's transpiring in the first order. This is a living, breathing order. Y'all can't see it because your eyes are so full of self. You cannot see the king. You can't see the truth of this process. You can't see it moving. But the spirit is moving. The flesh ain't. Because the flesh ain't right. See? The heart is dirty. See? I tell you, your heart ain't right. You can get this thing. You can learn that. Not worthwhile anyway. Not supreme. Like talking trash, thinks about lying. It's real. What a long time I tells us throughout the he died. You understand? He guides people to his path, but he guides people to his way. It's his choice. And what determines it? How he determines it? Our hearts. Our hearts is his altar. Right? Let me finish reading this here. Now, I would like to, to get in here and give a proper exegesis. But we got these criminals, you understand me? These smelly culprits, and they milling around and everything. And, it's not for them. This is the children's bread. This is not for the dogs. What they call the cowens. You understand? Dogs, unbelievers. They're Kafirs. This is blind, traitorous Kafirs. And they're all up in our Kool-Aid. And we gotta get them out. The best thing to get them out is the truth. Pull the cover off of them. Then the prophet said he pull the cover off all secret organizations. Gotta pull the cover off of them. Get in their business. You understand me? Find out who's their operator. You understand me? Find out who's their field commander is. You understand? At Foggy Bottom. Right. You understand? Over there in Langley. Right. Oh yeah. Check this out. Let me read that again. This is a field open. Check it out. This is a field open to strong men and women to uplift the nation and take your place in the affairs of men. Right. Now you got some knuckleheads, right? You got some gangsters, right? Some street boys, you understand? Using this last term right here, take our place in the affairs of men to say that they the one create the affairs of men. They are in the affairs of men. They got a personal business styled government, right? It's a personal business. Styled government. It's not the Morris Marion government. You got another brother calling himself Morris Marion government, change the flags and everything. Call himself the national chairman of this and that and everything. Could have been really something because he's out of the John Gibbons Hill lineage. You understand me? But this knucklehead, he's going for self. Right? I've been knowing him since '76 when he came up MCTC with William Porter Hill. Our German Bay sent him up there. You or it might have been right after all Germans they passed. So William Cordell kind of like took it over, called himself Chief of Tea. Well, anyway, it's another liar. Gonna get punished, in his grave and everything. You got these people who are really capable and everything, could have took this organization to heights that, closer, or if not on the level, or even surpassed the level that the Prophet Noble Dread Islam took it. But they're scared. I know you're scared. You do things that scaredy cats do. You must be a scaredy cat. Anytime somebody from God come down here, you understand, tell you do this and do that, and you don't do it because you're scared. Even trying to copy the man's book, but you misconstrued it, exhuming the nation. That's a knockoff, and it's nonsense. Almost nonsense. There's no qualitative, you understand, worthwhile, more science exegesis in it. It is a pure distraction, i.e. lie. Attempt at coveting, you understand, someone else's thunder, someone else's lightning. You understand? You want the seven thunders. You ain't the seven thunders. Are you nuts? Ain't no punks in Islam. That's why y'all ain't in here. See? That's why y'all not Muslims. Y'all don't have the spirit. And you know what y'all doing right now? Y'all proving y'all don't have the spirit of your forefathers or the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your hearts. See? You weren't with Yusuf ibn Tashfin. You weren't with Al-Muhaddis, Al-Marabutin. You weren't with none of them. You can't identify with them. When I was in that world, I ain't fool with no chumps. I ain't had no chumps in my business. That's why I just tell a brother, you understand me, try to get with me right now. You can smell, can smell a rat. Could smell a rat. Could hear a snake around the corner hissing at me behind my back. I could hear that. Hear it. Smell it. Could see it. Y'all not, you understand me? Y'all ain't gonna follow a prophet to a destiny that is not uncertain nor unknown. And you can fool me if you want to. Try it. Any of you. I ain't gonna tell you my business. I tell you I know some things. You understand? Know some things. This poor kid from church gonna turn fur off your eyeballs. And let me holler at my angel brothers. They want me, they can't wait. Some of them. Let me take care of this first. You understand? Well, let me tell y'all something, right? This voice of the prophet article was extraordinary. It's instructions. These are, the voice of the prophet, you understand, are supreme words. This should be, it ought to be entitled, supreme words of the prophet. Other supreme words of the prophet, right? The voice of the prophet. Yes, check the prophet out. Check what the prophet say out in the third paragraph. The first line in the third paragraph. If the Europeans and other nations are helping me, why not you? Huh? You know, the civil rights leaders that failed us, man. As a matter of fact, everybody failed us who disobeyed the Prophet Noble Drali alayhi wasallam and the prophetic team of the Prophet Noble Drali alayhi wasallam. Everything, you know, the Mexicans are doing, the Asians are doing, right? When they come over here and everything, Marcus Garvey, you understand, and Prophet Noble Drali alayhi salam told us to do this. What is 1916, 105 years ago. 105 years ago. And now look, they, you know, these people are being, you know, these people, you know, the Mexicans, you know, well, you know, God bless them. I mean, you know, you handle your business, but you understand, but they're being fast-tracked into the middle class above African people. You can't see it. You have to be observant. And y'all run around being petty and everything. Because you done made some mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Went on and took these oaths and everything with these other, then back to these two punks. Stuff along. I apologize for that. Well, I'm back to these two cowards. How about that? You know, these two cowards. Cowards, right? Perpetrating like they master teachers and philosophers and everything, and don't know diddly. Ain't got no respect and love for God, for His mercy and grace. Changing the formats, changing the presentation of literature and everything. They without any authorization. That's you know what that is? It's a sign of cold-blooded disrespect. Yes, it is. Yeah, we did this. We have asked y'all permission. You know who the hell y'all to ask permission? That's what y'all saying. That's what you're saying. Let me turn to the east and drink this on that one. All y'all changing stuff without authorization from the prophetic office, you understand, and the Supreme Grand Resurrection Assembly of Executive Rulers consent, y'all in trouble. Y'all are enemies of, and you know what? You're proving that you're enemies of the people. You're enemies of the Moorish American Islamic peoples. And their, you understand me, their dedication, their world dedication. Their world purpose and dedication. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because your eyes are so full of self you don't realize, you understand, the dirt that you're doing. You guys are despicable ingrates, man. All y'all disobeyed prophet are a bunch of despicable ingrates, man. Despicable ingrates. That's why we don't, you know, we're not experiencing a unprecedented, you understand me, level of liberty from the Europeans, people who own and run this country, man. Supposed to be, man. We supposed to be have experienced, achieve a certain liberty to a certain point where they would change the Great Seal of the United States. Right. They will stand up. The olive branches will be standing beside the eagle. Maybe the olive branches and the arrows will be standing up beside the eagle with his wings spread out. Who knows? But I strongly believe that. See? I see it. See it. See that kind of stuff. See? Beneath the rocky soil. Alhamdulillah. Well, anyway. Let me repeat that. If the Europeans and other nations are helping me, why not you? It is your problem. Check it out. The prophet said your problem. He didn't say it was, look, our problem, my problem. He said it's your problem. Man, come in from God. He had a problem to solve. You understand? But our problem wasn't his problem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him because our ancestors prayed for him to come here. Our ancestors made dua for deliverance. Y'all don't seem, that just can't seem to register. You understand? And we got brothers and sisters who know Islam, you understand me, among us, and they're not talking in this kind of vein. You understand? This tract of thought. I've yet to hear it. I've yet to hear brothers talk about, you understand me, the dua of our ancestors during the time of slavery. Yet to hear it. Because, you know, come clean. You brothers can't deal with nothing historically, Islamic historically. Because your names ain't right. Backward through the ages, masterminds can trace themselves and thus they know. Where's the starting point? Where's the starting point? To travel backward through the ages, where masterminds can trace themselves. Where's the starting point? What is the master questionary? Right, that marks the starting point for the travel backward through the ages of the mastermind. Huh? And that master questionnaire is the writing on the wall for everybody that's lying. What is your nationality? Truth is something else. You know, you should read Daniel's 12. Daniel's 12 in the Protestant Bibles, Daniel's 14 in the Catholic Bible. It talks about the last days when Michael stand up. Knowledge will be increased. Some people going to awake to everlasting life and happiness. Other people going to wake to shame and disappointment. When that age when knowledge shall be increased. That's the Aquarian age. This is a spiritual, scientific age. This is the age of truth. This is the age of the holy breath, man. And it is absolutely antithetical with lying. Diametrically opposed to lying. It is the conqueror of all lies. The holy breath, man, is the conqueror of all that's not right. It is the sword of Allah. Him talking now. And Nabi Isa alayhi salam had it in his mouth. Nabi Drali alayhi salam come back with it on his side. And it's drawn too. There's photos floating around there now. It's out. It's out. And it is number 12 position. You understand? This thing is real. I believe some angels down there, man. feel it. Kind of feel it, man. I ain't start talking about it because y'all would think I'm nuts. You know, a lot of us involved in this process, man, we have crazy dreams and all kind of stuff, man, but we don't talk about it because y'all think we're nuts or think we're lying. You know, but anyway. Okay. The Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is by the Moorish National Divine Movement, the Moorish National and Islamic Movement. See, it didn't say nothing else. Did it say the USAR? Did it say the Moorish Consulate? Huh? Did he say anything else? What it says? Voice of the prophet, the voice of Allah, speaking through the prophet. I strongly believe the voice of prophet article right here is extraordinary. It's criteria. It's hadith al-Qudsi. That's what it is. Voice of the prophet. It's hadith al-Qudsi. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks to us through the prophet. Yeah, hadith al-Qudsi. Let's read that again. The Negro problem is being solved, subhanallah, only as it can, and that is by the Moorish National Divine Movement. So, you know, these non-temple, this right here, right, also puts a nail in their coffin. Talk about you don't want to be in the movement. Well, you ain't got no power, you ain't got no authority. You's a renegade, you's a crook, you's a liar. You outside the perimeter of God's authority, of God's mission, you understand me, to liberate us. God's guidance liberate us. You ain't under God's guidance. You blind as a bat. You don't know your lessons? And you want to teach and lead somebody? You're in trouble, man. You're in trouble. All y'all in trouble. That's lying. All of you. That's lying. You're in trouble. Third sentence, third paragraph. If you have a nationality, you must have a free national name in order to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. This is what was meant when it is said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. See, that is the national law. That is the national law to the spirit law. Right? This is the national law to the spirit law. In this instance right here, the national government is in form of God. See, we define the word white. White means purity. Purity means God. And God means what? Ruler of the land. See? This nation as an American citizen, to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. See? By this nation. It didn't say that by these white people, did it? You know, the Caucasians. It said this nation. What do you mean by this nation? To be recognized by this nation as an American citizen. That's deep. You gotta get into that. Everybody, you want recognition from the enemy? No, we don't want recognition from the enemy. We gonna, you know, if you obey the prophet, you're gonna get recognition from the enemy anyway. But this is the nation, the laws that hold up the nation and everything. And even if they break them, you understand me? We justify it. There's a justification element in here. A justification for certain activities. And when you're right, Allah's with you. He is the wind in your sail. He is the fuel in your rocket. And can't nothing stop you when you're right. When you are right with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's something called a justified activity. I'm going to put it that way. Justified activity. A movement of justified activity. See? Gotta get from under, gotta get from under, they got you under slave status. Gotta get from under that. Climb from under that. Then what can they say? Not too much. Really nothing. Nobody's studying the prophet. That's why you got to talk about your yin yang. When it comes to these laws and everything, when it comes to these laws and national recognition, supreme legal recognition, supreme law recognition, supreme national law recognition. That's what it is. When you're right, what can he say? When you're right, what can somebody that's wrong say? Does wrong really? Our arms are too short to box with God. All enemies, God knows that. All wise people know that. This been rough. This is what was meant when it said. When it said, that means scripture. Because that's Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. But the old scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and the Son, our righteousness. And then all of these things shall be added unto you. The 7 blessings of the Lamb. That's what that is. Y'all don't want it. See? Y'all listen to a bunch of liars, scaredy cats, perpetrating courageousness. Right? But we who had the spirit of our forefathers and the love of Allah in our house, we know our own. Ain't been talking now. On that note, I'm going to end this resonation of understanding. Right? My brothers and sisters, have a good evening, a good morning, a good day. Inshallah. Stay straight. Stop listening to a bunch of liars and fakes. Study the prophet, no Israeli Islam. He is our prophet. You class as a nigga. No Israeli is your prophet. Try to deny it. Come on, repeat it. Got Negro, black, and colored on your record? Who came here and addressed that issue? Huh? Yes, some sublets under mental slavery. Some sublets under mental slavery. And a lot of us fall under it. May Allah Ta'ala continue to bless you nonetheless. Stay straight. Keep Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala up front. Pray for the children. Pray Allah Ta'ala bless the children. To be geniuses, straight A's in school and everything. So they can grow up and be successful. Live happy lives, get married. Be wonderful Muslims and help rebuild the Moroccan Empire. Rebuild Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kingdom on the planet. Because that's what it's all about. Okay? With the Bin Laden, no shaitan, the regime, the spin, Allah, Rahman, the Rahim. Amen.